Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to create the 4 line graphs that kind of tell the story of your business from a cash flow perspective as to what you did. So I would lay out a spreadsheet that looks like this right here that has these column headings: year, cash from operations, cash from financing, cash from investing, and then your net cash. All this is on the cash flow statement in the Capstone Courier. And then you just need to go to each year for your simulation, and in this July 2019 session we have these years: 2019, 20, 21, and 22. If you're watching this in a different session, then you'll have different years depending on what year we happen to be in when we do Capsim. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pull off from the cash flow statement these values: cash from operations, financing, investing, and net cash, and just put them right here. And then from there you should be able to create line graphs that show each of these sections of the cash flow statement over time. Now I have 2021 up already just because of some work I was doing. I'm going to go into it right now and show you where to get this from. See how I'm in 2021? There's a processing round 2, I guess. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the cash flow statement, and you can see the operating activities. Just a minute. Yeah, and here it is: operating activities, investing activities, and from financing activities. Okay, and the totals are down here. I'm going to do it for Baldwin. So they generated 39 million in cash flow from operating activities. So it's 39,402. So I'm going to go here to 39,402, and then now let me just check that. December 31st, 2021. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go 39,402 on that one, and then for their cash flow from investing it was negative 8,400. So I'm going to put negative 8,400 in the investing. And then their cash flow from financing was negative 13,673. So I'm going to take that, negative 13,673, and then their overall, their net cash flow was their net change in position right there was 17,329. Okay, so 17,329. So that shows a strong, that they ended at least 17,329. I didn't type it in right. 17,329. Okay, so here we have all this, which I'm going to format in dollars, and then I'm going to get rid of the pennies. Okay, so there you go. That's for the year. Now we have to do this for 2019, 2020. I don't have 22 available yet, but for this particular class, they will have that. You'll have that available for when you do a presentation. So I'm going to go now into 2019. Let me pause the video until I get it up. Just a minute. Okay, so now I have 2020 up. See this right here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with Baldwin's results from their financial statement. So I have to find, and this is on page 3 right here, I have to find their cash flow statement values. So net cash from operations was negative 17,107. So I need to go here to negative 17,107, and then I need to pull off their financing figure, which was 13,673, and that was due to an emergency loan. 13,673. And then their net cash from investing, I think I saw 0 there. Yes, right here. They didn't do any improvements in their plant. No capital improvements, no automation, nothing. Okay, and then their net cash flow in 2020 was 3434. And I believe that was a negative figure, not a positive figure, so I need to make sure it's negative. Negative 3434. Okay, so now that I've got that, what I can do is I can now then go into 2019 and pull off their values there. So what we do is we can... Okay, I'm back. I'm on round 2019 now. And again, for Baldwin, I'm going to go into their cash from operations. See, everybody started the same this time. So they've got 64, 34, 0, and negative 4,000. So we need to get these figures into the spreadsheet that we're building. So 64, 34 would go here. 64, 34. Cash from financing was going to be negative 4,000. Cash from investing was 0, and this one was 2434. Okay, so now you can see that we have some history here, and as your rounds process, you'll end up with, data from 2022, but I don't have that yet. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create 4 graphs that show our financial performance over time in each of these cash flows categories. So I'm going to grab this year and then cash from operations. I'm going to go insert and then a line chart and go like this. Okay, that's done it. Now I don't know why it does this. I don't want the year on that axis. I will often right click, go to select data, and the horizontal axis labels is going to be those. And I want, okay, I uncheck that. I want the year. I don't want that either. I'll admit I've always found this a little bit confusing the way they do it. So if it doesn't come out the way I want, I will remove all this. Okay, and then I will add what I want. This I want to be the cash from operations. And nope. Yes. Series name actually is going to be that. And the series values will be all of that. Good. Okay, and that seems to have done it. You see how I've got along here? This is the 0, and this is year 1, 2, 3. You might as well, you only got one of them, you might as well get rid of that. And then go to the plus sign here and go to axis titles. And along here we can put the year. Oops. Axis title, there we go. Type on that, go year, and then go across here and type cash flow, and that's in dollars obviously. And please make sure you put on a descriptive title, and you would then have chart title, there it is. Go into chart title and start typing. I hope it'll let me. I don't know why this is giving me so much trouble. I do this day in, day out. Okay, plus. Okay, chart title, take it off, put it back in. Above chart. Okay, it's not letting me do this very well. It's not letting me expand it. So in real life, I would do a workaround, and I would go Baldwin, cash flow from operating activities. And that would be years 1 to 3. And then I'm going to merge and center this. And I'm going to merge and center this as well, so it's attractive. I'm going to move this down so it looks like that. And I'm probably going to go view, and is there anything I can do here? Not really. Page layout maybe? No. View. Okay, I'm just going to leave this then here at this point, and I'm just going to take a screenshot of this eventually, and this is what'll go in a, that's my cash flow from operating activities. So I'm going to say that this is where we started out. Then we had some product positioning and sales forecasting issues which actually put us into negative operating cash flow. But then in period 3 we made a number of good product and forecasting decisions which then brought us up into positive cash flow of 40,000. So we did we improved significantly. I just thought a really cool thing to put on here would also be the industry average cash from operations, for example. You could calculate that from the top performer in the simulation and see how their cash flow changed, but as to create a norm group. But this is sufficient right here for you to say this is what happened and how we're improving. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this right here and hold down the control key, and then I'm going to highlight cash from financing, and I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to go to 2D line and click on that. Okay, and then that shows I could put on here the Baldwin cash from, what was that, financing activities, and I press shift enter to go years 1 to 3 as well. Okay, and I want to get rid of that series right there. It's not what I want. Okay, and I also want to right click on here. I don't need that since I've only got one line and it's specified here. So now I'm going to plus sign this, and I'm going to go to axis titles, and of course this will be what year I'm in, and this right here will be the cash in dollars. Okay, so what we can show here is in year 1 from financing activities, what happened in year 1? Let's look at this. Cash from financing activities. Okay, we paid out dividends. That's what happened there. So you would say from a financing perspective we paid out dividends in year 1, and then in year 2 we had to get an emergency loan, and that's what caused this spike. And if you go in there you could check to see whether you issued stock or not, but you would indicate where these financing boost came from. And then you would say in year 3 our financing, we ran a negative number, which is good because that we were able to generate enough operating profit in year 3 over here so we could then pay down an emergency loan that we had. So so that shows that we were doing well to tidy up the balance sheet. Okay, and then the next thing you would do is you would want to do this right here, and you want to select this and net cash. Then you want to go insert and another line graph, 2D line. This is giving me this. Okay, and I'm not sure I did this right now because I think that's it right there. That's the operating activities one. Okay, this one is going to be cash flow from investing activities. And it doesn't look right to me. So let me go back and do it again. We want to do investing. I think I did net cash. Okay, get the years here. Control. Press cash from investing. Insert. Line chart. There it is. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is going to be, again, Baldwin cash from investing. And here I need to clean this up. I don't need that. I don't want that series in there, which I'd like to be able to make that go to the to be my x-axis, but okay, it's not cooperating. So what I'm going to do is just go like this and continue. So I hit the get rid of that, go to the plus sign, and I'm going to add axis titles. And this axis title, which I happen to be on, will be cash in dollar signs, and the axis title here will be the year. Okay, and then, and it's not letting me type this in, year. Okay, so you can see what happened from an investing perspective. We didn't invest in anything in year 1 and year 2, but then in year 3 what we did was we invested in, and you could talk about what you did to do that. We'd have to go into 2021's financials, but for this team I think what they did was they invested in some automation for one product, and they also invested in equipment for another product, and then you'd give your reasoning for why you did that. For example, I believe price was the most important item, and so to keep your product competitive you invested in automation in order to bring the labor costs down. I think that's what you did, but check your finances and your decisions to make sure why you did that, and that will kind of, and you can mention which product that was for as well, and that would give you a good overview of what the activities were. And then your last graph would be this year. I wonder if we just go like this to see what we get. Insert line graph, line, there. This is even better. Now all I have to do is just add the axis titles. So right here again would go year, and then this one here would go to cash in dollars, and then your net cash this would be net cash flow, and you want to be consistent, Baldwin net cash flow, and again years 1 to 3. And if I didn't put that on the other titles, you should have it there so it's clear what it is. Okay, and then you would explain this net cash flow in year 1, which you inherited the company, was slightly positive. In year 2 it was negative overall, and that was due to poor operating performance here in the operating activities. You did get some financing from an emergency loan which brought it in up, which mitigated that loss somewhat, but it still left you with a small loss in year 2. But then in year 3 your net cash flow went up dramatically as you made some wise decisions in improving your sales forecasting and also improving your product positioning relative to the various segments your products were in. Okay, so so that's a good example of how to use the cash flow statements, each section of them, in order to tell the story of your company. I hope that helps.